I will now call the regular council land use meeting to order. And councillors, land use applications, B1.
Planning recommendations on B1.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 2.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
On the zoning on 2, move first.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 3.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 4.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 5.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 5 on the OCP, move first.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 5 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
And move public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried. This is a referral to the Agricultural Land Commission. What is the wish of council? Councillor Starchuk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've read the report in great detail, and at this point, I don't see any impediment to farming. I don't see any benefit to agriculture, and therefore, I would actually ask that there be a denial on the planning recommendation.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? That is carried.
Move the planning recommendations on number 7.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 7 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? And that's carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 8, Madam Mayor.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 8 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? And that's carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 9.
Second.
All those in favour? In opposition? Carried.
Also on 9 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
On number 10, move planning recommendations.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 11.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 12.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 12 on the OCP, move first.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 12 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
And favour? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 13.
Second.
All those, so Councillor Starchuk, I didn't see you on the board here. Was that in relative to this one?
No, it
on
was
13?
relative.
You okay?
Madam Mayor, it was relative number 12.
And did you want to make your comment?
Yes, please, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Just in respect to the amenity space that has been recognized that has come forward, I'm okay with it going off to public hearing, but the amenity space is about 10,000 square feet short of what the bylaw has in front of us. So I'm hoping that at the public hearing that the applicant can address it in a more favorable way, because what I'm seeing in this afternoon and this evening's package, that indoor amenity space seems to be a common theme with reductions from many of the applicants, when in fact some of the spaces that they're creating for the tenants are very small, and that they should be addressed in an indoor amenity way.
Okay, but you're supported it to public hearing.
I'm supportive of it going to public hearing.
Thank you. 13.
I move planning recommendations on 13, Madam Mayor.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. That's our biofuel processing.
Move planning recommendations on number 14 as well.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 15, Madam Mayor, well, I'm going to move the planning recommendations. I do have a question.
Put it on the floor. Is there
I'll
a
second it to
seconder
be on the
for it?
floor.
It's on the floor. Councillor Gill?
Madam Mayor, if I could just ask staff to help me better clarify the accessory use as a mosque in relation to the primary use of the adult education center, just wanting additional context to it.
Mr. Planner, it's unusual to have an accessory as a mosque.
Madam Mayor, through you to Councillor Gill, the subject property is zoned CD. The CD zoning allows, as an accessory use, an assembly hall use. So a mosque would fall under that category, provided it is less than 50% of the floor area of the project. As to is a child care facility falls as an accessory use as well. In this case, the total floor area for the child care and the mosque falls below the 50%. The remaining portion of the building, the applicant is proposing an adult education center, religious adult education, which is considered a general service use, the principal use of the site.
Councillor Woods?
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Question for planning relates to parking.
Religious education.
If this was actually went forward as a mosque, would it require more parking than this application has?
Madam
Planner?
Mayor, if the entire project was a mosque, the parking rate is higher and would require additional parking.
Okay, Councillor? Councillor LaFranc?
I think that answered my question. So it would require a rezoning then? Should the auxiliary mosque grow bigger than 50%? It would require a rezoning?
That's correct.
Through you, Mr. Planner?
That is correct.
So when it says it's an adult education center, is it a high school education? Is it religious teachings that would go complementary to a mosque, or what exactly does it mean by adult education?
Madam Mayor, that's our understanding, that it is religious teachings to adults. Perhaps the applicant can elaborate on that further.
Sounds like a mosque. Councillor Woods.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. My concern here is that there's a spillover into the related community in the area. And I would just like to ask planning, is there a potential for that? Do they feel there's a potential for that? Parking-wise.
Perhaps we'll ask the applicant is the applicant here with respect to number 13 on our agenda. Is it 13 or 14? 14 on our agenda. 15 on our agenda here.
15.
It's 15 on our agenda. Is the applicant here?
Yeah.
In the meantime, Councillor Starchuk, do you have a question that does not require the applicant? I'm not sure. Fair enough. We'll give him a moment. Councillor?
I'm sorry, I have another question.
Okay.
For staff, the Accessory mosque, how many people would be in there? Can it hold, will fire allow?
No, it's here, yeah, he's here. Are you, sir, the applicant for number 15 on our agenda, the Education Center with the accessory mosque?
Yes.
Please, could you take the podium there with the mic? There are several questions.
Sure.
Councillor Woods, carry
Yes,
with
thank
your
you very
question.
much, Madam Mayor. Staff never did answer, so with respect to how many people would be in the mosque allowed under fire regulations, do you have that, sir?
The number of people in the mosque.
How many people would be allowed in the area that is going to be used for a mosque?
It wouldn't be more than 750 people.
7?
I think it's 750 square meters. Basically, that's the maximum. What we have is I think the numbers that we had were around 300 or less.
300 or less.
Yes.
And how many would be going to the education?
Basically, this is a kind of an ongoing thing. Most of the people that go to the education center will be attending prayers, because by the Islamic rituals, what happens is that there are certain times for prayers, and everybody goes to prayer during prayer time.
Sir, can you tell me, will there be other people who do not attend the educational facility? Will they be allowed to come to prayers also?
Yes.
Good, thank you.
Councillor Frank, do you have a question of the delegation?
Yes, thank you. Do you have a congregation that already exists that will be attending the mosque?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
May I ask why you have asked for a adult education center with an accessory mosque, and why you haven't simply asked for a mosque that deals with religious studies as part of the work of the mosque?
This building is basically a community center for the Islamic community, which is represented by the Kauthar Foundation. And this is a community that is in need of a place where they could gather, pray, and learn about their background, their culture. There will be lessons for the Arabic language. There are lessons for, there are classrooms where scholars might be visiting. The whole idea behind this center is to open up to other cultures, to open up the center for other communities to understand and to open dialogue. The lecture halls, which would be combined into one lecture hall at times, would allow for things like conferences or even video conferencing, remote conferencing with other communities. And we're quite excited that this center could set an example for a community that's opening up and opening dialogue with other communities. So it's I wouldn't call it a mosque. The mosque is part of the the activities that take place, and it is a crucial part. But there are other parts where this community, especially the young adults and the adults, would have a place where they could gather and learn and kind of educate themselves instead of a community that has got nowhere to go.
But does it include, in terms of public assembly, more than simply what the education center would bring in?
Meaning what? Like, for example, what do you mean?
Must you be attending the education center in order to attend the mosque and its prayers?
No, they've got programs like any other community center.
Councillor Starchuk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. With two questions, one for the applicant. First off, I applaud what you're doing that's there, but I want to ask a specific question with regards to the congregation that you're anticipating 300 people to come to one of your sessions that are there, and generally speaking, in Friday afternoons are what we would probably call peak times, if I have it correct. If there was an issue with the neighborhood and parking became an issue around those times, would you be willing to divide the congregation?
I think there are always, there's always flexibility in that. The beautiful thing about this center is that the Kother Society, which is the manager for this center, it will manage both the educational center and the mosque. Now, we know that the mosque is a prayer center and people have to go to prayer at times, and so there's not much that you can do about that. But when it comes to the education center, there are always kind of opportunities to kind of layer the times where lectures or debates would take place. And I think the good thing about this center is that this community would like to kind of spread the hours, because I mean, most of these are working people that are working during the day, so they could kind of have some activities in the afternoon or in the evening. And I think for security for the neighborhood, this would be a great thing. So it would be quite fruitful to have a center like this having activities in different hours, so there's always somebody in the area. Security-wise, I'm quite encouraged that this would be a good thing. And parking-wise, definitely we will be kind of looking at having multiple parking stalls available. That is in addition to a number of measures that the society has been talking about. They've been talking about carpooling. They've been talking about, well, there is a transit, a bus station not more than 10 minutes away from the center. So there are a lot of things that lend themselves to having proper parking. I don't think we'll have any problem with parking.
Madam Mayor, if I may follow up with staff, do we have an occupancy load defined for this area? And if we do, what would be the parking requirement for the occupancy load?
Mr. Platter?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, through you to Councillor Starchuk. The CD bylaw caps the assembly use currently at 300 people, or 700 square meters. So the entire building is 1,950 square meters. So the assembly use, again, being restricted to that limit of 300 seats or 700 square meters. The parking rates were calculated on that basis.
So the 74 spaces that are in the package are calculated on a 300-person occupancy load?
It's actually even less, because the size of the mosque itself is around 500 square meters versus the 700 square meters.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Frank?
Oh, thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm just concerned about this proposal in that I'm a little bit worried that the parking won't be sufficient if you're talking about having 300 people, and although I'm supportive of the idea in general, I think that the parking is insufficient if you're having large groups of people come to the mosque.
We've got 74 stalls and 300 people. If you have if they're coming in groups of 5 or even 4, then that's ample. And I don't expect so many people to attend. We're basing this on the current experience, what we've been experiencing in the current Cawthor Center, which I believe has been running for years. I think the current use is kind of a fraction of what we're proposing here. So I personally don't see any problem with that.
Councillor Woods.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll be short here, sir. Madam Mayor, unfortunately, I'm very concerned about the parking, and I just cannot support this. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, sir, for coming forward. What is the wish of council? It's on the floor. Call the question. All those, Councillor Gill, before I call the question.
Madam Mayor.
Comment?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, if I may, accommodating religious institutions is a very important part to the city. That being said, Madam Mayor, I've had my own fair share of experience with banquet halls and a number of different facilities. Really, I think that the concern that I have amongst our colleagues is really the long-term viability and sustainability of making sure that this site, in fact, is going to be able to accommodate the individuals that may attend. What I thought I might do, Madam Mayor, is really just refer this back to staff and really have staff work with a traffic engineer to actually really help us understand what those numbers may look like in the future to ensure that the decision we're making is correct. I think that one would understand that looking at the drawings that have been submitted by the applicant and the time and energy that's gone in, I really would like to make sure that what's being proposed works within the confines of the parking. So the referral motion is based upon the context of having someone like a traffic engineer help us determine if in fact that these numbers would work should the mosque be the primary use in the immediate future.
Okay, Councillor LaFranc.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to support Councillor Gill's sending it back to staff for further consultation. I don't want to impede the progress of the religious facility. I just also know that we receive a lot of complaints from about parking, especially in peak periods. So I just think it's important to set the right stage for the group as they move forward. So,
Councillor Steele.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, I too will support Councillor Gill's referral back. I don't want to stop the process necessarily, but I think if we're going to go ahead with it, we do know that most religious places are concerned for cars. And I think so we need to straighten it out as quickly as possible so that we can hopefully go ahead and not be concerned about a decision that wasn't made with the proper amount of thought.
Councillor Hayne.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I will support the referral. I'm wondering if there's an opportunity for some reciprocal parking arrangements with others in the complex there or in the immediate vicinity with those other CD's-owned properties. Some of them I know are warehouses and others, and there may be an opportunity for that, which would certainly go a long way to giving council some comfort that there was some breathing room in the parking situation, even if it wasn't immediately on site. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
So the intent would be to refer back to understand that if it's in a public assembly zone, what those requirements would be, and will this use meet those requirements? Is that correct, Council? Okay. Councillor Gill made a motion. Is there a seconder?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that is referred back. 16.
Madam Mayor, 16 is a denial, so perhaps you...
If the applicant is here on 16, which is a denial for an unauthorized truck park, because it is a denial, sir, you are invited to speak.
Yes, Madam Mayor and the council and staffs. My name is Amarik Pureval. And what you want to know,
The opportunity to speak to us and tell us why we should not support denial is before you. And so this is your opportunity to say why we should not support denial.
Madam Mayor, this property was for truck parking before we bought it. It's when continuously was parking as we bought it a couple of years ago. And I think it's a very shortage for people to work in that area because there's so many warehouses and everything. And people don't have to park their trucks after work and live in the area. And that's how this was temporarily created. As also we want to go into the rezoning for a commercial purpose on that corner plaza. And this parking is not a permanent. We are only asking the meantime, long as the temporary permit for a year or 2 years, whatever the time it takes to develop new rezoning.
So it is your intention to rezone this property,
Yes,
but you need you're asking for a period of time for it to remain the truck park?
As is, yes. And
Okay.
we provide all the facilities as the city will require us to.
Councillor Gill?
Madam Mayor, I just really want to better understand, what's your timeline looking like? How much time do you really need?
It's really up to the rezoning department, planning department. If they can rezone within 1 year, 6 months for the commercial plaza, and we will start building, then we will not need that truck parking there.
And how many trucks do you have parking on this piece of
Right
property?
now, I believe about 40.
Councillor Hain?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Sir, when you purchased the company a couple years ago, did you look into whether they had a business license? Did you look into zoning on the property? You must have done some due diligence at the time when you purchased the business and the property. Could you comment on that?
When we purchased, they all comment to us. They already dealt with the city of Surrey. They're paying extra property taxes, and that's how they get allowed to park, and that's how we kind of trust them and take it over.
So you took them at face value. You took them at face value on that.
Then I started getting bylaw is there, and that's how I come to the planning department to make application last year. They denied, and now we made already application for rezoning, but the bylaw was still there involved. Then I asked my architect to draw proper paperwork and make application for temporary permit to stay the parking as is. As like I said, it's millions square feet area for warehouses and all the businesses. People need to be service loading and unloading trucks, and they also got to take a break. And there is no parking around that area. And also my probably next door property has already had a storage. That's when approved last month.
Okay.
Okay. What is the wish of council? Councillor Starchuk.
Madam Mayor, if I may ask staff of a question?
Certainly.
To the planner, what would be a time frame should a zoning rezoning application bring services out to this area? If it was based on let's just say an IB zone?
Madam Mayor, typically an application to go through the process with development permits and rezoning, approximately 1 year.
And with regards to the services, because it's not serviced at this time, correct?
Are there services on the site at this time, sir?
Sorry.
Services. Do you have water and sewer on the site? No.
We still have a existing house on the property, as was always that house, and is well water and the septic field.
Yeah.
All those requirements. We got our driveways, we got our gravels, we got our engineering done, and the letter we received last week. So 99% we are good.
And you have put in an application for rezoning already?
That application was put it in, but then I think it's going to probably withdraw until we get sorted out this temporary truck parking.
I would suggest, sir, you should have kept the application in play.
It is. We like to, I think between the architect and the staff, this is probably what happens.
Councillor Starchuk, are you fine with your response?
I just still would like to hear how long until we have the proper services that would be there for this to be an industrial use.
Mr. Engineer.
Madam Mayor, the servicing process still needs to be moved along. We have not begun any process with the applicant, and Madam Mayor, to rezone it to a commercial use, we would have to work with the applicant to design that and have it constructed to service it based on what the applicant is proposing.
So with regards to a ballpark, a time frame to bring the zoning application into process and to bring the services out to this area of the city?
Our engineering process would be approximately 8 months, and that could be within running in parallel with the rezoning process.
Okay. Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Purewal, just given the area, as you are quite well aware, I believe that we've got a pretty significant problem with illegal truck parking, and really we've identified many areas in Campbell Heights to go after. So just to be really frank with you, how much time do you really need to reposition your trucks to get them out of this property?
About a year.
Okay. That long? Give me some context to why it would take you a year to move these trucks out.
To rezone? Sorry.
I'm just trying to understand how much time, if we asked you to move these trucks, how much time would you need to have these trucks repositioned to a new location?
Oh, it depends. I just recently forced my tenant from the house because I was going to use that house for the accommodation for the security purpose and the washrooms, all the it took me almost 5 months to get that tenant out because so many laws and so many restrictions. It's sometimes everybody's move out by peacefully and takes a couple months, 2 months notice, 3 months notice. Sometimes somebody's gives you different ways, then could take 5-6 months.
Councillor LaFranc.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm going to uphold the staff recommendation to deny. That's my...
Is there a seconder?
Second.
Okay. Councillor Gill speaking to denial.
Madam Mayor, I will be supporting the denial, but I really want to be reaffirm in terms of the time that we're expecting this denial to happen. I don't think overnight, but I'm thinking of 3 to 6 months that the applicant should have all those trucks repositioned. So I just want to be very clear with staff that we're going to permit them a time frame to be able to execute and find a new location, just given the magnitude of the number of trucks that he currently has.
Thank you. Mr. Solicitor.
Yes, through you, Madam Mayor. I understand this matter is going to court.
It is currently before the
Yes.
courts.
Yep, Madam Mayor, if I can speak to that. Yes, the matter is under investigation by the legal, and in fact, there is a court date scheduled for this week, tomorrow, to deal with this matter, depending on the outcome of tonight's meeting in terms of council's decision.
Okay. Calling the question of denial. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you very much, sir. You are
Thank you.
denied.
On number 17. Move planning recommendations on 17.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 18.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 18 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 19.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 19 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for May 29th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 20.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Planning recommendations on 21.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 21 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Monday, May 29th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried. Items referred back. C1 is also a denial. Is the applicant here to speak to the denial on temporary use permit for another unauthorized truck park?
Thank you, Mayor and councillors. I'm speaking on behalf of Rajvinder Singh Garibal. My name is Kudeep Randhawa from Yakima Consulting. I have some concerns here that I believe planning have not been totally upfront with council here. There seems to be some sort of a misrepresentation, and perhaps we can, in this session, put that misunderstanding aside by being candid about the whole thing. Basically, what we have here is a small site that has a business, which is a trucking business with more like a distribution with a truck wash facility and repair facility that's needed from time to time. At any given time, I've been there at least 6 to 7 times over a period of 6 months now. I've not seen more than 8 trucks being parked there. And even then, they're very for a short period of time. So it's not technically a truck park in the sense that one would normally look at it. What we have is a site which doesn't have many services in terms of water, sanitary, or storm. So we have some ditches on 194th. So what we've proposed here is a game plan for 3 years to sort of do the design, create a proper parking facility that's part of a business type of setting. And so the client actually requires 3 years to achieve his plans, development permit, rezoning, and also then market it potentially down the road and potentially move or carry on businesses, which is in line with what he's doing at the present time. We actually feel that council need to be told that there is actually a proposal made by the city planners for a road to be developed on 194th, which is kind of going along halfway down 194th between the blocks 28 and 32 Avenue, and then it sort of diverges at an angle towards Township of Langley. And so that proposal is in the books, and that would be a totally new road at some point in time. We don't have the full disclosure made as to when that is happening. If that does happen, that would involve total number of services being introduced to the area, including water and sanitary. So in absence of the services that's normally required, our client is somewhere in the middle between the blocks of 28 and 32nd. If this future road does come in place, he would not be too far away from the services. So what we proposed at the last meeting that we had with the planners was that we would take care of all of those issues as part of a development process. We were proposing a septic tank or a sewage plant that would cater for the proposed buildings on this lot. That would be self-sufficient. We would not need any extension for sanitary sewer. We were going to rely on a drainage system that takes into account the aquifer and ensures that there's no contaminants going into the soils. So it's almost like a semi-treatment plant. And the entire site will be paved with catch basins, landscaping, and the last phase of this thing would be a warehouse, which is more like a business setting. And as part of that warehouse, one is actually permitted to have truck uses as part of it, which are not internal, they're actually external. So some of the comments made in the report are somewhat misleading, indicating that some of the light industrial uses would be external. That's not the case. If you look at the business park, which is developed to the east of 192nd, there are truck parking facilities there as part of the business. So in this regard, I think what we are trying to communicate with planning is give us a list of what you want, and we'll provide it. But we don't seem to get that. For example, do we need a street light? We can provide a water source, a storage tank that will take care of fire protection. So there are solutions to it, but asking the guy to sort of develop and not knowing how much road he's going to be asked to develop, it's kind of throwing a dart in thin air. Normally when a development like this occurs, the client is required.
I have questions for you, sir.
Yes,
Councillor Hayne.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So just to confirm, you're saying that currently there's about 15 trucks on site and you're doing truck washing and vehicle repair, but you don't have water or sewer. Is that correct?
I think there is a water source. There's obviously a single-family residence in the front as well that has water.
So presumably a well, then?
There's the well.
Question to staff, is it well water here?
Must be.
It's likely that it's well water. There's no water
yes.
main in the area.
Yeah, so well water and no sewer, but you're doing truck washing and truck repair. Okay, thank you.
Councillor Woods.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. I'm just reading some correspondence that we got from staff with regards to this application. The information that we have is that the applicant was provided a memorandum on the 31st of March 2016, which had a number of concerns that were raised by staff. There was a follow-up response from the applicant that did not really alleviate the concerns of staff. And then there was another memo issued by staff on the 3rd of October 2016, which also, I believe, repeated the concerns, and those concerns have not been addressed. they may remain unresolved. So can you tell me why the applicant is not directly addressing the concerns of staff?
I think he has addressed it. That's the misrepresentation. We've had a meeting with planners, an office with 8 people in there. We clearly outlined that we're willing to do whatever it takes, but just give us a list so we can follow some guidelines here.
So your position is that the applicant, in fact, has addressed the concerns of staff?
What he's basically saying is give him 3 years and he will comply with all those things. He'll provide the geotech report. He'll present the city with a development permit, a rezoning application, a sewer system, and all that's needed to make sure that this site will comply with the current code standards and what have you.
Madam Mayor, can I ask a question of staff, please?
Follow up.
So staff, I just want to make sure that I understand this correctly. So the applicant still has not addressed the concerns that you identified to your satisfaction. Is that correct?
That is correct, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, I vividly recall this item coming to regular council land use back in October, and the context at that time really was to have this application go back to staff and permit the applicant to look at other locations. So I will be supporting the denial as is, and I'll be moving the recommendation, Madam Mayor.
Mayor, can I suggest something here? May I make a suggestion for my interest of my client here?
Quickly, sir.
Yeah. Is it possible that you could order the planners on the engineering to give us a list of what they needed?
No.
Because that's all it takes, right?
It is as pure and simple as you need to make an application to rezone that property for the use for which it is intended, which is industrial or business park use. It is not up to planning to decide for you what that use should be. It is up for us to decide what is the zone that this property is to be utilized for, and it is not for a truck park.
The only difference is if he was to do a planning application, plans made, engineering done, geotech report.
Just like everyone else.
6 months is not enough time.
Just like everyone else. Yes. Call the question on denial. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Council on all the land use contracts now, councillors.
Madam Mayor, on D1, on land use termination 118, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On termination land use contract number 486, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
termination land use contract number 313, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On termination land use contract number 1, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
termination land use contract number 329, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
termination land use contract number 40, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Move
Carried.
second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Under termination land use contract number 73, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Move
Carried.
second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Public hearing be set for Tuesday, July 11th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
And further to the end there, the move that the public hearing for land use contract termination bylaws that have been set for Tuesday, July 11th are to be delegated to the acting mayor.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried. Bylaws?
On H1, move that council's request to amend the road network within the South Newton Neighbourhood Concept Plan.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Opposed, Madam Mayor.
Carried.
Move final adoption on H1.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 2, council's request to amend the Fleetwood Enclave infill area concept plan to redesignate the site from 1/4 acre gross density to low medium density cluster.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move final adoption on 3.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
3, move that council is requested to amend the Fleetwood Enclave infill area concept plan to redesignate the site from 1/4 acre gross density to a low medium density cluster.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Final adoption on 3.
In
Second.
favor? Opposed? Carried.
Final adoption on 4.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 5, move that council request to amend the Orchard Grove neighborhood concept area plan to redesignate a portion of the subject site from small lot, single family, blah, blah, blah.
To large lot duplex. In favor?
Second.
Opposed? Carried.
Move final adoption.
In
Second.
favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move final adoption on the 2nd zoning.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the DP, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7914011800.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Move
Carried.
final adoption on 6.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 6, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915014100.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 6, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7915014100.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Final adoption on 7.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 7, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7916004600.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On number 8, move that the council is requested to amend the Central Sandiana Peninsula local area plan to redesignate the site from 1 acre to a half acre gross density.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Final
Carried.
adoption.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 8, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915010200.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Final adoption number 9.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 9, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7914016800.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 9, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7914016800.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Final adoption on number 10.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 10, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7912024800.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
11, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7916070700.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Opposed.
Also on 11, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7916070700.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 12, move that the council is requested to amend the Cloverdale Townhouse Centre plan to redesignate the site from residential, commercial, and parks open space to townhouse and modifications to the road network.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 12, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7916016000.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Also on
Carried.
12, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7916016066.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 13, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7916060700.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 13, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7916060700.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
14, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7916039700.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On number 15, move that council is requested to close application 7912016200.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. 16.
Madam Mayor, on 16, we've had some additional information from planning. We had sent this back to staff to look at a new public hearing, but given planning's additional information with respect to the reasons for the delay and the application being with NAV Canada, I would respectfully move fourth reading on this.
And I'll second that.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Any other business, councillors?
Move adjournment, Madam Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? We are adjourned for